Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show is Juicy Bear. Wow, Juicy.
Oh, got the job done, my friend. 3-0, 90 minutes. My prediction was correct. Happy days.
Mr. Southside, last night's prediction, James Tavernier to score the first goal and a 3-0 victory paid 45-1. Wow. He's the
Drinks
man. He's in form. Yeah.
Drinks on Mr. Southside.
45. He was £45 in front, and that'll be him now £250 in front for his bets. Brilliant. Brilliant. Give us your thoughts, Juicy, before we open the phone lines.
Oh, it wasn't the most attractive of matches that I've ever seen in terms of how the match played out, but we scored the 3 goals in the 90. The performance was massive improvement from last week in terms of our competing for the ball, the movement. It became a little bit bitty as the match went on. Fouls from both teams, mainly from USG, slowing the game down, niggly, but we competed with it and we didn't let it get to our heads, and we didn't let it get us in a negative stance, which was great. Tillman played well, Lawrence played well, Kolak did well. So what you and I were saying before the match with regards to how will the new players fare, I think we can all be quite satisfied with their performances.
Well, you're right. Well, I mean, obviously, Kolak got a centre-forward's goal. Tillman done something I didn't know he had in his league. And I'll ask the listeners this, Juicy, and I'll ask you. When we got the second goal, I was crying out for James Sands to go off for Ben Davis, and then I would have took Tillman on because I thought he'd run his race, and then he gets the third goal. So what do I know, mate?
Well, I was saying similar things in my household here, so what do we know? Pundits, hey? But
I'm sure you were putting it a lot more eloquently than I was, mate.
Quite possibly, but it still means the same thing. But it just shows you that a player like Tillman, with the quality that I think everyone knows and thinks that he has, based on what we've all been saying the last couple of weeks, he is that kind of player that can just change a game for you in a moment, even if he perhaps has won his race as we were thinking he had. So I'm actually pleased ultimately that he got the full match, because I think it was good that he got the full match in his legs. I also want to put in just a little special note about Borna. I don't think he had the match of his life, and there were times when I was begging him to put the ball in earlier, because when he did, that's when we got the pen. But he also got an assist as well. So ultimately, I think you've got to be satisfied with your performance. If you've got an assist for the pen and an assist for the goal, you've got to be fairly happy with that.
Was a penalty? It was a penalty. I don't know what the guy was thinking about. I don't think there was a lot of danger. I think he just misjudged it. Was that karma for last week?
Well, it was certainly an actual penalty this time. So that was not so much karma, just the right decision. And it's you want the right decisions to be made in football matches, and that's what we all thought VAR was there for. But we have to just be a little bit cautious that VAR is only as good as the people that are using it, as we saw last week. But it was just a great time, right on half time. I think we would have been under a little bit of pressure if it had gone in at 0-0. Perhaps the fans might have been getting a little bit edgy. I was certainly getting edgy. But to score right on half time, it just gives us that impetus. And we played a good second half. Like I said, it wasn't the prettiest of matches. Made it a little bit difficult for ourselves towards the end, Oxjer, in those last few minutes. Didn't think we were playing sort of the cleanest stuff in terms of sort of managing the match. But we won 3-0 in 90 minutes. I don't think we can be too critical of anyone tonight. There's a few players that didn't see as much of the ball as we'd like. Arfield wasn't perhaps as influential as we would have liked. But from a results standpoint, we're through. We're through in the 90s.
Doesn't matter. You win as a team, you lose as a team. I thought the big in the first half. I mean, obviously, Cole actually 2 decent headers, mate. Yeah, one difficult and one made a good save with the goalkeeper. That was pleasing for me, yeah, when the delivery was put in.
Yes, because just shows that he is a player who can get on the end of things, and he was unlucky not to score with that header. I've got to acknowledge the goalkeeper on that one. But I'm excited now, Oxford, because with Alfredo coming back into fitness, we've got the strike force again, and who knows? If we keep Roof, we're going to have another option there as well. Hopefully, he can get himself fit, because I want to see that competition up front. It was great to see Alfie come on towards the end as well. Perhaps he probably overthought it a little bit, because if he'd gone for the lob straight away, that could have been a goal. But let's not judge him too harshly there.
I think back. It wasn't the greatest touch in the world, and fair play to the goalie. The goalie gambled to come out and mug him, yeah. And obviously the goalie could have looked silly if Alfredo gets under control and strokes it in, but they were gambling, pushing players up. But a great result. I believe it's the first time in our history we've overturned a 2-0 deficit in a tie, a home and away tie. So a great night for Glasgow Rangers. So if it's all right with you, we'll get these phone lines open, Juicy.
Absolutely. Let's see what everyone has to say.
Let's hear it for you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
And then we're at home next week. Is it next week? To PSV, is it? Is it next week? Yeah, I think it is. I'll check that out and get it confirmed before I say open my mouth again. But we play PSV. They went through tonight. So we now know who we play. A Dutch team for Giovanni. Do you see?
Yeah. It'd be another difficult tie. But look, we've got there now, and they certainly won't be a straightforward affair. But we've given ourselves an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for, Oxford. A couple of hours ago, we've spent the last week, being sad about a 2-0 deficit, but it was only half time in the match. So we're going to start at home next week.
Hello.
Take some time to leave.
We'll cut across you, Juicy. We've been joined by Ronnie. Evening, Ronnie.
Hi, how you doing, Ox?
Good, mate. Turn your telly, the show.
I've just turned it down now, mate. I just turned it down.
All right.
My wee comment, well, I've got a wee worry about our team now, Ox, and I don't know if any of the guys has noticed. I've certainly not heard anybody mention it since I've been watching the pre-season games and also the league games and also tonight and last week. We have no won a header in the box when the opposition's had a corner.
No, they've had a few.
That's worried me, Ox.
But I'll throw it right back at you. We played 2 games in the last few days, mate, at Ibrox, and we've not conceded a goal. Juicy?
Aye, that's been more down to luck, I would think, mate.
Well, they had one header tonight. Juicy?
Well, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, my friend. But yeah, 2 home games, 5 goals scored, 0 conceded. Statistically, I take that all day.
We're not the biggest. With James Sands playing in there, we've not get. Hopefully, we'll improve as Ben Davis gets fit, which gives us another thing. And let's be honest, and let's really be honest, Ronnie. Calvin Bass had a lot of strengths in his game. Header wasn't one of them, mate.
Oh, definitely, mate. But see, the night there was 2 corners for them. And the 2 headers was the man that Goldson was marking, and he got 3 headers. And I'm talking about 2 weeks' notice. That.
I noticed
that's been the style of the last 3 games. I don't know what's happening in the defence. I don't know whether Goldson's doesn't like what's his name? Oh, the young American. What's his name again?
Sands.
Aye. I don't know if he's kind of get used to him or whatever, but Goldson's been left out to dry. The last 3 corners.
You've also got to remember that team we played in the last week, mate, had 3 central defenders who were over 6'4", mate.
But we're talking about just even positioning, Ox. Well, it was nowhere near it They were getting clear headers. There was nobody wearing me.
Ronnie, that this is the first time in our history. I'm not poohing what you said. This is the first time in our history we've overcome a 2-0 deficit.
Right, right, okay. Right, I get you, mate. I get you, bud. I get you.
On to your next point, Ronnie. On to your next point.
Aye. I thought it was, well, fair play to the guys, you know, the Bears tonight. Absolutely fantastic result, you know. That team never won.
Who's Sean for you, Ronnie? Golson, no?
The night. The night.
Who's Sean for you?
Well, my sunglasses won the night. No, it's kind of dull, you know. But it was hard work. I thought the night was a hard workmanship game.
If you like, you know, Ronnie, it was an old-fashioned European tie. The game getting slowed down, everybody behind the ball.
They didn't want to play. They didn't want to play Oaks. That was the difference. And it was the same in the first game. They didn't want to play. You know, they played nine players below the halfway line. You know, it's hard to play a game of football when you've got a team playing like that. You know, and it was the exact same tonight.
We're watching it every week. I thought Lawrence had a good game. I thought Kent and bits and pieces done well. I like Cholak's movement, particularly in the first half, and then he got a sniffer's goal. Tillman shows touches. I still don't think he's 100% fit, and I still don't think we've got to third gear, Ronnie.
No, I don't know what's happened with Barisic, Oaks. I don't know what's happened to that boy, because see, when Gerrard was there, that boy was outstanding, and he was passing forward at every chance he could get. See, since Gio took over, that boy's feared to make a forward pass.
Well, he was involved in 2 to 3 goals. Do you see in you come, mate?
Yeah, he got 2 assists tonight, Ronnie. I was shouting for him to put the ball in earlier at times, because they weren't challenging him up to the halfway line. And, you know, Kent was taking 2 guys out of the play on most occasions, giving him a reasonably good run. Look, Bourne has come in for a lot of criticism recently, but we know how good a crosser of the ball he is. He might not be the greatest defensively, and when he's under pressure, the confidence thing, we've all spoken about it. But, you know, he put two balls in today that led to goals. We won 3-0. I'm happy with that. You're right about a couple of other things you said. You know, Goldson, for me, you know, wasn't at his best either. A couple of short balls out of defence that caused us a few problems. A couple of short passes that were too short and caused us a few issues. But I'm not going to hammer anyone, Oxjer, because, you know, we won the match 3-0 from 2-0 down last week. We've gone through over 90 minutes. Didn't even need the extra time. It was workmanlike. It was tough at times, but we got through.
Yeah. Last point, Ronnie, and then we'll let you go, mate. We'll get some other calls.
But at the same time, accept your man's comment there, and they're well put over. But at the same time, should we be accepting it? You know, should we accept that Golson makes the mistakes and Golson lets the headers get into the box? You know, because see, the next round we're going to meet a real team.
But you might not be playing a team of giants, Ronnie. Yeah.
No, but it's fair. It's fair play. Fair comment, but at the same time, we're going to need a team that can play. You know, that team wasn't a good team tonight.
No, they weren't great, mate. They were organised. They had some decent players, neat and tidy over the 2 legs.
That was like us playing Motherwell.
Aye, and sometimes Motherwell will beat us 2-0 as well. Right, Ronnie, good to speak to you, mate. Catch you soon,
good
brother,
man.
all right? All right, always a pleasure, brother. All right, cheers.
Bye.
But I listen. It's about the positives, and I get what you're saying. What he's saying is factually correct. But at the end of the day, it was a clean sheet. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, there's nothing wrong with always striving to be better, and you know, that's what the management team and that's what we'll do over the next week before the next match. You know, is pick through individual performances and see who could have done better, or etc. etc. But you have to take a European knockout tie on the result. You have to get through these ties to get to the Champions League. It's not going to be the prettiest of affairs. Look in the course of our history, difficult qualifiers, Champions League, Europa League. remember the match for what was it? Stevie's first season with us. The match in Russia, Ufa, to get to the group stage. 9 men.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll cut across you, Juicy. I'll cut across you. We've been joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Juicy. Tremendous result, Ox. Tremendous.
I agree, mate. It wasn't a classic. It wasn't a classic, but it says 3-0.
Far from it. We're miles off the pace. Quite frankly, we're absolutely miles off the pace. There's no pace in the team. The midfield, the guy that made the whole game for me, without a shadow of a doubt, how Tillman get man of the match, I'll never know, but it was definitely Lawrence's game. Lawrence was absolutely head and shoulders against every player in the park.
Well,
miles above everybody.
Kevin Thompson gave Lawrence man of the match. He was the sponsors man of the match, yeah?
Oh, he was tremendous, Ox. And what I would say, there's absolutely... The previous caller there had a point. Except I wouldn't blame him for the being in the air. His distribution in the last 10 minutes alone was absolutely diabolical. He gave them basically three shots at goal. Goldson's distribution tonight, he gave the ball away continuously. But I don't know whether it's nerves or no. I don't know. But no knocking him. For me, guys, I'll say it again. He had a shot, granted, and we got a goal. Kolak getting the rebounding header. But Arfield, if you watch that first half, again, tell me how many times he touched the ball. He's not on the part, to disappear, and he done nothing. So when you're playing with 10 men, and basically we were playing with 10 men, nobody can defy that. And we're definitely miles off the pace. You've got to take that. We were 2 goals down, and we scored 3. We're not playing well at all, but we've won 3 games out of 3, so we've got to be happy with that. But we'll get better. We definitely will get better. You can see signs. The wee guy Tillman's definitely got ability. But for me, Lawrence tonight was the best player in the park.
I would have favoured Lawrence tonight, mate. I think that Tillman will be better for that 90 minutes in his legs. And I'll be honest with you, Blue Star, I said it earlier on. I was shouting for him to come off. I thought he'd run his race. Yeah.
Agree with you. Him and Tillman, to be honest, you could have took the 2 of them off. They had ran their guts out.
Tillman, I was asking to come off because I thought he'd run his race, mate.
Oh, I definitely, Ox, definitely. But fair play to the wee guy for his leap. I mean, it's all right, them slagging the goalkeeper, but boy, he didn't half. I mean, the jump, he was a good yard and a half off the ground for a wee guy, but Alfie again, he's right. He's absolutely rusty as well, and they all need more games. It's as simple as that. They all need more games.
I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be kind, Blue Star, and say that we went from 2nd gear to 2.5 gear tonight.
I wouldn't even give them that option. I don't think we got out of 2nd gear at all, to be honest. The lack of play, it's as if he slowed the game right down. That's how it looked. And I agree with Barisic. See, for me, Barisic was an enigma. I thought some of his play was tremendous, and then there was other times when you expected him to bomb forward, he stopped to pull the ball back. When you expected him to punch the ball through, I mean, there was 2 runs with Kent in the first half. All they today was slip the ball through to him, and not one player could get the ball through to him. So it'll come. I do see it coming. I can see the signs there, but I do think they've got to be far, far quicker on their feet. Far quicker. The passing's too slow. Mine's too slow.
We did get possession away. Juicy?
Yeah, there were times, particularly towards the end after we'd gone 3-0 up. I didn't think we saw the game out brilliantly, Oxshire. It was getting perhaps a little bit edgier than that's needed to, but I guess you have to give the opposition a level of credit. If they're not going to come at you then, they're never going to get the chance, are they? So, they're trying to throw everything at us and do their best as well. There are 2 teams on the field of play, so you don't expect teams just to lie down. But we could have seen that out a little bit better. And that's where I was a little bit critical.
We could have done better for our nerves. Listen, BS, Blue Star, good to speak to you, mate. Phone in maybe later on the week and we can debate it longer, but we've got a lot of callers lined up.
No bother, guys. Great show. Mate. Carry on the good work. Cheers, and
cheers, mate. We've been joined by Andy for Crookston. Evening, Andrew.
Good evening, Oxshire. How are you keeping? Good evening, Juicy. How are things?
I think, mate, I hope I'm feeling better than I was maybe an hour ago, Andy. Yeah.
Same, mate. Same. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things about the game. Another clean sheet, which was great to see for a start. I actually thought before the game that we would concede at some point. I did, to be honest. Mm-hmm. We didn't, which was good, which is a good sign. We've not conceded in 2 games now, which is a massive plus. But getting on to the game, obviously the penalty is before half time is absolutely pivotal towards, it's absolutely pivotal for the rest of the match and the fans. But to summarise the players, like for me, who stood out, and I think most people have touched on them. I thought Tillman was absolutely excellent, and I think he's even better player through the middle rather on the right hand side. But he was everywhere, if you know what I mean, Ox. And Tom Lawrence for me was he was my man in the match. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. He running about with his head up, found loads of space, picking passes. It was absolutely superb. And for me, showed what we showed tonight. It did show that they are an all right. They're not an all right team. They're okay, but what happened last week was just a disaster. What we've seen tonight.
But we showed a lot of character, and I'll bring Juicy in. We showed a lot of character because ultimately we won the tie. Juicy, we went through 3-0. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it was a rough affair over the 2 legs as a whole, but we got the job done, guys. It's not a match that we're going to write down a lot in folklore and history and bang on about to the level of some of the matches we played more recently in Europe, that's for sure. But it's an end to a means, isn't it? It's given us that gateway, that opportunity to play PSV for a chance to get to the group stage. And we can all be very pleased about that. It was terrible last week, but my goodness, we've managed to get through. And we've got through fairly well in the end. It was a rough match tonight in parts, with some good performances as well. And we're through, guys.
We'll be joined by Robert. Evening, Robert.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Juicy. Evening, Andrew.
Evening, Robert.
Evening, guys. Can I ask you a wee question? What was the score of the Rangers tonight?
We won 3-0, Robert. I know, mate. I know. And we've done something we've never done in our history, mate. Yeah.
Exactly. We've overturned a 2-0 deficit. I'm just walking back to the car. I'm in the car now with my son, Gary. And I admire everybody's point of view. But there's a lot of negativity.
Can I speak to Gary? I feel as if he needs a bit of counselling.
Here he is. Ask Gary what he thought about the game, Ox.
How we doing, Gary?
How you doing?
Listen, I just want to say you can pick your friends, you can't pick your relations, mate, all right?
Oh, I know that's true, mate.
No, he's a top man, you're all man. What was your thoughts on the game, Gary?
I'm delighted we got the result, because that's what it was all about, wasn't it? I mean, 2-0 down. To be honest, before the game I wasn't confident at all, especially after last week. But I wasn't for giving up, do you know what I mean? I thought we played well enough and I thought we deserved it, and I'm delighted with the 3-0.
You take that every day of the week. Listen, getting through ties isn't about performance, it's about results, isn't it?
That's it. Especially at this stage, it's an extra £5 million at stage. It's taken on, do you know what I mean, to get through to the next stage. So at the very minimum, we've banked that, do you know what I mean?
Aye, it's all positive. Who's shone for you, Gary, before you put your old man back on?
Right, I'll let you go. I'm not
who's shone for you? Who's shone for you?
I thought Big Lundstrom played well, solid. Didn't really see him make a mistake at all.
I thought Kent as well, when he had the ball, he was constantly the only one, especially in the first half, that was really taking MD on. Everybody just seemed to want to pass the buck to everybody else. But we Kent tried, but they were doubling up on him, do you know what I mean? I think they all put in a good shift, do you know what I mean? Nobody really stood out. I thought put in a masterclass performance, but I thought all round it was a good team performance and good enough to get through.
Cheers, Gary. You must take your brains for your ma. Put your old man back on.
He's a sensible one, Oxford. I'm just the one.
How are we doing, Robert? Give us your thoughts, mate.
I'm delighted. Look, Gary said, my man of the match, we all see a game differently, don't we? I thought Big John Winston was outstanding. I thought the boy Lawrence was good. If I'm being honest, and I don't mean to be negative, I thought in the first half, I don't think it suited the wee boy Tillman playing out in that right. But I thought in the second half he certainly came into it. But like yourself, I thought I was shouting to take him off after 60 minutes. But who we give no deal where he keeps him on it and he gets a goal. But honestly, I'm absolutely over the moon because we had to fight the other night. They were a well organised team, maybe not a great team, but I thought that was so much better for the Rangers compared to our performances in the last two or three games. So that's more like it. We've got to give the guys time to settle in. It's no easy when you come to Rangers. Do you know what I mean? To hit the ground running. That's big Mark Catley. He'll tell you that, but it's no easy to hit the ground running. So I'm delighted for Big Cholak again. That should have been his third goal of the night. That one should never have been chopped off at Livingston. But delighted to see you get a goal. Delighted to see Alfie coming on. And I'm one happy the other night. Bring PSV Eindhoven on. We'll do it.
Cheers, mate. Speak to you soon. Tell Gary all the best, bro.
Thanks. Good night, guys. I'll listen to the rest of the show. Good night.
Good night. Cheers. What a man. Juicy.
Oh, fantastic call there from the father and son combo. Just really good to see people pointing out individual players there. Not to be critical of Lundstrom at all, but there was one point in the game where he did make a stray pass. But other than that, it was a good performance by the guy. There was so much to be proud about tonight, guys. You know, let's not be too harsh on anyone who maybe didn't have the greatest game. As you said, Oxjo, we've come back from 2 goals down, and we've gone through to the next round. And we could have played better, potentially gone out. You know, we've seen that before. Haven't we?
Yes. Anyway, we've been joined by Warren. Evening, Warren.
Aye, all right, Ox, how are we going?
Good, mate. All the better for hearing you, mate. How you give us your thoughts, mate.
Ox, I said last week it would be all right. You know, we'd be up for it tonight. We'd win 3-0. We did. Not the best performance, you know, but it's. I can't understand it. The negative things guys are saying about it. I thought we got the job done. We're in the next round. This Rangers team, we're just going through the gears. Happy with that tonight. They were limited to one chance. Sorry, they'd won a close chance. That's fair dues. But onwards and upwards. And very, very happy with that tonight. And I don't understand the negativity towards the Rangers' performance tonight.
No,
because we're only going to get better.
As much I agree with you, and I hope we can get a 4th gear against St Johnstone when it comes around on Saturday. A bit of rest now, get a bit of training, get up for St Johnstone and get through the gears again. What I will say is, you're right, 3-0. And who the tie, as bad as we were last week over the both legs, we deserve to get through, Warren. Yeah.
Aye. Ox, it's we're in August just now. You know, notoriously Rangers are all Scottish teams. You know, are slow starters with all, and we can be doing that as well. As I say, watching that game tonight, we're going through the gears. You know, and we've got the beating of that team. And all right, we got the big PSV. All right, the big Sharks. I said to you last week, we'll stand and we'll look them in the eye. And, well, obviously we had to beat this team tonight, and I said we would. We'll do that. You know, we'll get in as underdogs. We'll look them in the eye. And this Rangers team, you know, looking good. We're going through the gears, and we can only get better.
Yeah. Juicy.
Yes, some very good points there, Warren. slow starters. These matches do come very early in our seasons, don't they? But we got the result, and you're totally right. We can build from this now. We'll get another match at the weekend. A nice home game again, which is great against St Johnstone. Hopefully, that's an opportunity for us to get more minutes in players like Alfie and Ben Davis's legs. Hopefully, Yilmaz can get another opportunity for some minutes as well. And then I think after this weekend, we can, with the exception of Alfredo, we probably might still need a few more minutes here or there before he can be considered fully fit. I think the majority of the squad we can say is at the level now. And I think that's good because they're going to need to be ready because we have got a difficult challenge in the next round against Eindhoven. But again, it's a match that we shouldn't be fearful of, guys. They're a good team, but they're a team that is only to a similar level at best that we've been beating in the last season. I give them full respect, but we shouldn't be frightened of them, Oxford. We're more than capable of giving them a game.
Yeah, Warren.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I'm quite happy we've had the opportunity. Another few games, and as JC said, it's another home game at the weekend, and then they can go into this tie. And listen, see if we can't beat them. See if they outplay us, then hands up. They're a better side than us. They deserve to go into the Champions League. But what I would say is, with the Rangers side, I think we're growing. We've got to grow. Young boy at left back, and it might take a couple of months. The big important thing is in Scotland, we put the other people in their place, but I think we can, it's going to be a hard one next week, We'll see what happens.
Aye, okay. And Andy, it's big.
Sorry.
On you come, mate.
No, on you go. You were going to say something.
I was just going to ask you, obviously, tonight's all, but we've just got to look at the night. 3-0, first time in our history. And our clean sheet Ibrox. Positives, guys are getting fit. I accept it wasn't a vintage performance, but there's signs there, and we look as if we can get better. Matondo, even when he came on the night, he looked fitter than he did even in his cameo on Saturday, because obviously he's coming back for a knock, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's good management for Gio, not rushing him straight in, as we don't want a player of his calibre getting injured so soon. Do you know what I mean? One of those niggling injuries, you know what I mean? If you rush it, yourself, Ox, it can you bring them back too soon. So Ox, you bringing them in nice and you just give him a cameo and stuff like that. So it's good management for Gio. But going back to what you're saying about what we've done tonight, every single player should take the every player should be happy, and take positives tonight, because they've done something that no other team's been able to do, is come back to a 2-0 deficit in a European game. Take that as a positive. They've kept a clean sheet. They kept a clean sheet during the week. Just build on it and just build in confidence, and that's what this Rangers team need to do. And if we do continue to do that, then I think we're onto a good thing, because there's a great few good players in there.
Hello.
Cheers, Andy. Cheers, Andy. I'll let you go.
No worries.
And we'll speak to you
no
soon.
worries,
right,
my
mate?
friend. Yep.
Right,
take care. Take care. Bye, guys.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Hello.
Hello, Gary. How we doing?
Hello.
Hello, Gary. How you doing? Can you turn the show your telly off? I can hear it.
It's Jack.
Oh, sorry, Jack. Sorry, Jack. Are you there, mate? How you doing, mate? What's on your mind?
I'm fine, Danny. I just want to come in and say a few things about the game tonight.
On you go, mate.
I turn the telly on, or is it through the phone, or?
No, carry on, mate. You're talking. You're live. You're live on air. Carry on.
You're right. No, guys. What I'm saying, right?
You're going to have to turn the telly off, mate. Yeah?
Aye, I'll turn the telly off, right. But my point of view tonight was, it might not be everybody's choice, but
Barisic is disappointing, right? I know we've won 3-0. I'll start disappointed. I know it's been a great 3-0 win and one of the best. Well, we've never turned up room before in our history. But Barisic, every time, he just wants to go back. He doesn't. A couple of seasons ago, he whips a ball in, he takes somebody on. Every time he gets the ball, he turns back, right? James Sands, not going to slag him, a young lad, but he's no Rangers centre-half. But he's filled in well. I won't slate him, but a few mistakes tonight could have cost you against a better team.
I'm just going to ask you, the first and the third goal came about for you. Who crossed the ball?
Who crossed the ball, sorry?
For the first and the third goal.
The third goal was... oh, fucking hell, man.
What is your language? Who crossed the ball for the first and third goal?
That was Mr. Borna Barisic.
Yes.
But he's defending and his forward play he's got no confidence just now. I'm not slating him. I love Borna Barisic. His confidence just isn't there. I feel like he always wants to play the easy pass.
On you go, Juicy.
I think there's some good points there. He was in and out of the match at various points tonight. He did get the 2 assists though, which was obviously crucial. We know he's not the best when players are running at him. He is a confidence player, but he also showed us some of the best of Borna tonight as well. He got 2 assists. What more can we ask for from a?
It's an open play. I feel he's just negative. He's got no confidence. He just wants to play the side pass, the back pass. See, a couple of seasons ago, he would take somebody on and whip a cross in for Morelos. But I just feel he's losing a bit of confidence. And it's not. I'm no bad calling him. I just think it's negative play for him.
There were moments tonight when he was doing it a lot more in the first game, wasn't he? Where he would just be passing it back. But what I did see tonight was because Kent had 2 players on him for a lot of the time, it was giving him that bit more space to run into, to put balls over. But he still wasn't doing it enough for my liking. That's quite harsh for me. When the guy got 2 assists.
I'm a Rangers man. I love Borna Barisic, but I just feel, and I thought Sands, but I said that, but he's only young. He'll come good. And to be honest, Tillman, I thought, was poor. He wasn't going to. They scored a winner. It's just one of them, isn't it?
Listen, Jack, thanks for the call, mate. We'll speak to you soon. Take it easy, mate. Cheers, mate. I mean, obviously, Borna, along with the rest of the team, didn't have the greatest of games, Warren. But he made 2 of the first, 2 of the third goals, 2 of the 3 goals. And,
I would say, and for years, Borna, he's been a favourite of mine for years. And I would actually disagree with that last caller. I would disagree with him. Borna was sound, like I'm doing that left-hand side. As Walter Smith said, you go the first cross in, don't let the guy block it. And I know it happens a lot of times, but Borna was getting the ball in. And as for Tillman, the boy had a great game. I think he'll grow into the jersey. We're into, 2 or 3 games these boys have had, give him a chance. Kolak, the way
I'm going to say something. I'll say this to Juicy. I get people allowed to critique the game that we played. We won 3-0 that we've done for the first time in our history, come back for a 2-0 deficit after the first leg. We've never done it before in our history. Warren, it's a special night, even though people might not feel it. Yeah, James Sands didn't play yet. I don't think that Lundstrom was that great tonight, but he covered acres of ground. Anyway, we'll be joined by Gary. Evening, Gary. How you doing?
Yeah, fine. Yourself?
Good, mate. Good to hear from you. What's on your mind, mate?
I want to talk about tonight's match against Saint-Gilloise.
No bother, mate. 4's yours, yeah.
Well, really, to start, Sands was a bit sloppy, but we recovered well. Kolak got his goal, not to mention the 2 close headers that he got. That was a bit of a point. Tillman and Lawrence were brilliant tonight. It was a really good passing. I'm getting excited. We've only just started in this. After the last match that we were in, there was no faith in Rangers whatsoever. It was a terrible match, that last match. This match, it seemed like we had faith. It seemed like we were right in it. We were getting it. It was pressure. We were in there for revenge. I watched the interviews on Rangers TV just before it, and it was like, we got into it. We got a 3-0 win, and now we won it. We're through, and we're there. That's what happens. But Giovanni, it always seems like the first leg doesn't really matter, but the second leg, it matters, and we always get through with a second leg.
Well, I don't think we can continue on that, but Juicy, we did get through, and ultimately he got it right, even though he gave us a few scares along the way. Juicy, in you come?
I mean, it did make 3 changes. It made 3 changes from the weekend's game. But if you look at Europa League in the last season, it seems like in the first leg, it was never really for the win. And if you know what I mean, like in the first kind of leg, but in the second leg, it always came back. He always won all the rest of it. It was unfortunate for Frankfurt, but I mean, it just seemed like the only thing that really mattered to you was the second leg, and we always won in the second leg.
Yeah, well said, Gary. In you come, Juicy.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was only half time last week. I mean, I'd rather not be 2-0 down going into any second leg, to be fair, because eventually it might catch up on you, you know.
Yeah, absolutely right. I watched the game last week and it was a 2-0 down, and I was like, well, I don't know if we're going to get this. But we did do it. It was a 2-0 down. I was like, I watched it tonight, and it's like we're going to do it. In the first half, I don't know, because it seemed like to me as if like the opposition were just like parking the bus. I mean, it seemed like it was a case of like breaking it down, breaking down the parking the bus. It seemed like the opposition were like we were concentrating on like getting it back up there and just on counter attacks. But managed to do it. We got with a penalty for Tavernier. It was a brilliant penalty, and after that we scored the next 2, which obviously got us through. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Cheers, Gary. Good to hear from you. First time you've called in, mate? Yeah.
Very first time, yeah.
Oh, good to hear from you, mate. Great to hear from you. Who was your man in the match, Alex? Gary.
My man in the match was Tillman.
Tillman. For his flicks, and he's got a lot of tricks, huh?
Definitely. I hope Rangers buy him, by the way. He's a very, very skilled player.
All right, mate. Listen, first time call. Well done, mate. Great to speak to you, mate. You take it easy, and we'll speak to you again soon, hopefully, yeah?
Not a problem at all.
Nice to speak to you, brah.
Right, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
First time call. Done well, the boy, didn't he?
Always good to have a first time caller.
Yes, everybody's got to phone in for the first time, yes. I mean, Warren, people were obviously nervous through the ringer, and I think they're still disappointed about last week, but it doesn't matter now, does it?
No, not at all, no. We move forward, we move on. Let's say, before tonight, if you put a gun to our heads, what would you have thought? Would Rangers go through, or would Rangers not go through? And we're all taking it very calm. The other callers seem to be taking it calm, very easy. 2-0 down the European tie, come back, win 3-0. We've never done it in our history. That's a great achievement for Rangers tonight. And it's the Champions League. It's not the Flaming Anglo-Scottish Cup. It's the Champions League.
Well said, it's not the Europa League where you're playing.
Exactly. It's top draw.
Sorry, I'll say that again. It's not the Conference League when you're playing FC Cheeky Boys like somebody else. Anyway,
exactly.
We'll be joined by a star of Rangers Radio, the one and only Alex Huwashaw. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Oaks there. Juicy and everybody else that's in the panel. Absolutely delighted. I'm just my way out for the game, the new Oaks here. Fantastic achievement.
Aye, it's a great result. First time in our history. Special night. Great atmosphere. more revenue for the club, another full house in the next leg. We get some money in, and everything's positive, mate. And I don't think we've got to fourth gear yet. I don't even think we got to third gear tonight. There you go, Alex. I think we've got a lot more to come.
Absolutely. As I say, the huffed and puffed stages and that, but they were absolutely fantastic all over the park, every one of them. I know we made mistakes, different. Probably James Tavernier, although he scored a penalty kick, that's probably the quietest game I've watched him miss passing, him and Connor Golson. I thought James Sands played really well at spells. Big Bonner at the beginning was taking a bit of stick for the stands and that for not getting forward, but the guy came on to a right good game, and he's made two deliveries for, what do you call it, 3 of the goals, Tillman was outstanding. I thought Ryan Kent, I thought Lawrence, you get through them all. I was absolutely delighted with it, and that's some achievement to come for 2-0 down to come back and turn it around within 90 minutes. And here's onwards and upwards now.
And never mind that, big South Side, he's better. I don't know about this service. It was 70-1, his prediction last night, and it started, mate. James Tavernier scored the first goal, and Rangers to win 3-0. 70-1, so that's him. We've been doing it for 5 days, and he's 400 quid up.
Well done, Southside. Well done. Fantastic. But I will say, by the way, I really enjoyed it. I'm just happy that says we've got the result. Now, I says last night, I fancied us, and the team's done it.
Yeah.
We know we can play better. But when you look into it compared to last Tuesday and the performance tonight, it's like night and day. And that keeps us in good stead now for the league. Because we're almost right up now, Ox here. And I'm looking forward for a right good run in this.
There's no many people have mentioned it, Alex, but Cholak tonight, he got a sniffer's goal, and in the first half he got his head to 2 good deliveries, and was unlucky with one, and obviously the other one below the bar, and that gave me a lot of thoughts for a lot of reasons to be positive, mate.
Well, that's what I'll say. Is if the guy who gets the service, he'll certainly go on target. And he's a handful. He's running off the ball as well. Then you bring on Morelos here, it just lifts the crowd into another atmosphere and that, And he was unlucky, The ball that came through, probably, I thought Alfredo Morelos would have probably took the one about the goalkeeper. And the one that came across the goal, he was very unlucky there. But everyone looks positive now.
It was 2 yards offside when that one came in, yeah.
Oh,
it was 2 yards offside, mate. But anyway, we've also been joined by Jim. Sorry, how are we doing, James?
Absolutely brilliant, yeah, fantastic.
Brilliant, mate. Give us your thoughts.
I thought I've heard a lot of discussion on this sort of second gear and also the 2.5 gear, but before you can get into sport mode, you've got to start off in first gear, And given time, we're going to get there because we're building up and things like that. And we're going to be playing a lot of teams in the Scottish Division who are going to be doing exactly the same thing as this Belgian team done tonight. And they're a far better team than most of the Scottish Premiership teams. And yet we scored 3 goals against them, which proves to me that Rangers can break down these defences with 10 men behind the ball, So I think that it all bodes well. As time goes on, we've got little players like wee Tillman that can thread little passes through to open up defences. We've got Lawrence, who, if we can't do that, he'll have a shot from outside the box, and then we've got the Cholak that can jump in there and get the header or the knock-in, or even Morelos that will do that. So it all bodes well, and tonight was a fantastic result. We've never come back from a 2-0 defeat away before, and we've done it tonight, and we've done it in style. And I watched it on the Rangers TV, and I think the Sky Television gives you a better it gives you a better crowd scene. You know, the noise from a crowd is better on Sky than it is on Rangers TV. But still, I did love every minute of it. It was really exciting, and I'm so pleased that we managed to get a result tonight.
Juicy Bear.
Yes, fantastic comments there. We've made it through. Like I said earlier, we can analyse the hell out of the game over the next few days. But we've come back from 2-0 down. USG, like a few other clubs, perhaps Braga last season, maybe Leipzig as well. A couple of teams were over-celebrating at half-time against us. And then you see comments from managers and players and things like that. Things that really shouldn't be said at the halfway point of a tie, especially if their away leg is still to play at Ibrox. And we've seen that we can get the job done. So this is going to be a little bit tougher now. Eindhoven is a step up. We play at home first, so we'll have to go to Eindhoven second leg. But it's still there to be won. It's still a tie that gives us an opportunity to get through. And that's all we could ask for, guys. After being 2-0 down after the first leg, we're there with an opportunity. 2 more games and we can be in those group stages.
Yeah, and it's all really positive for the club, Alex, isn't it? Because it's all revenue, yeah?
Exactly, Ox, yeah. We've got a right good chance. The first game there at Ibrox, and we go over to Eindhoven. I'm optimistic. If we play, as I say, we can only get better now. As you say, second gear, there's a lot more to come for the team. And they're just gelling together. I thought Gio got the tactics spot on. And I'm just pleased. I'm just pleased for everyone here, by the team, the club, and the support. The support was absolutely incredible tonight again. Yeah. No credit to the boys in that.
Yeah. We've been joined by Paul. Evening, Paul.
Hello.
Hello, mate. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I've got a few concerns, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of people saying, a lot of Rangers fans, including myself, I'm a little bit, concerned. I think there's a lot of mistakes, a lot of mishaps. We're playing against basically a half-decent side. Compared, if you look at the top guys like PSV, they're going to just absolutely annihilate us if we keep doing them sort of mistakes.
Aye, but we have to get there, mate, and it's all about steps. Look, it wasn't a vintage performance tonight, but see when you pick up the paper tomorrow, it's going to say Rangers 3, Union Saint-Gilloise nothing.
100%, mate. 100% agree with that. But there were so many mistakes tonight. We just got away with it. We really did. If I was a proper decent team, we were in trouble.
Yeah, but you have to play these games and get there. I'm not saying it was vintage, but I'm saying we got the job done. And yes, we gave the ball away at times, slack passing. I accept that. We all watched it, but we will get better for that game. Jim, sorry, and you come.
Well, yeah, 100%. Fingers. Sorry, sir.
Hold on, my friend. I'm Jim. I'm sorry.
All right, on you go, Jim. On you go.
Chair.
Yes,
you're quite right. You're quite right in what you just said there. The situation is, and the most recent callers just talking there about the mistakes. Yes, there were mistakes, but the important thing is we've got a lot of new members in the team, and it's a work in progress, and it's starting to progress well at the moment. And as I said earlier, we might have been in second or second and a half gear, but it's coming, and we will certainly get into sport gear in the next couple of weeks.
Defensively wise, I think we're just lacking, to be honest.
Yeah, well listen, we've not got our first. Look, we've spent about £10 million on 2 defenders. They're not ready to play yet. And the boys that stood in tonight, Warner, didn't have the greatest game, but was involved in 2 of the 3 goals. James Sands done some good stuff, and I'll accept he done some rash stuff as well. I don't think he looks the natural centre half. So once Ben Davis gets up to speed, hopefully he improves our team, Paul. Yeah.
Well, I hope so. Getting up to speed. You have to hit the ground running. You know what I mean? It's not like you have to. It's basically you really have to really hit the ground running and just go for it. I mean, Stan's a thing, good and bad. Barisic, he's all over the place. I don't know what he's doing half time. I know he's 2 assists and, with crosses, whatever. But he looks like he's sort of, I don't know, he's just not off. He's not really on the actual, he's not what Barisic used to be. That makes sense. I don't know. He's just a bit slack.
I think Barisic is a confidence player, and if you look at his performance, there was times when he came up to the halfway line and get back, but you don't know the instructions he give, and if he's not got an obvious pass on it, he retains possession. It's easy for us sitting in the stands. What I will say is Bonner's a confidence player, and he's no at that. You want to come in, Alex, for Wishaw?
Absolutely, I've just nailed that there, Oxy. That's exactly what it's about. It's full of confidence with the guy. And we're at the match there. And that's what I was saying. I don't know if it's tactics for him. He's been told to play the ball back, the square pass. Everybody's shouting at the fella to go forward. But there he goes. He's made two deliveries there and scored 3 goals. And we need to give the team a bit of time to gel here. We're 2-0 down here, remember, in a European tie. We've just come back a 3-goal deficit there. Everybody should be really jolly about here, what we've done the team. We know we can get into another gear, we can play probably a lot better, but that's sort of a morale booster. Let's be quite truthful now. We've proved now, that's 2-0 down, come back. We'll get into the St Johnstone game on Saturday, and the team will get there. The team will get there, no problem at all.
That's fine, okay, you can say that, okay, but we just basically scraped 3 points of a free kick from Tavernier. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't go and say, okay, blah, blah, blah. We're the team gelling. You have to hit the ground running in Scottish football. You have to win 3 points literally every week. You can't sort of say we have to team the gel. Sam's, I don't know, he's good and bad. Then you have Barisic who's making mistakes. I mean, you can't have this in Scottish football. You have to win 3 points literally every week.
Yeah, and so far, mate, we've not dropped a point in the league.
Yeah, I understand that, but barely. I mean, we're not like,
Yeah,
sorry.
Paul, I'll come back to you, mate. We've been joined by
no problem.
Alabama. Yep. How we doing, Andy?
I'm doing all right, Paul. How you doing, mate?
Good to speak to you, mate.
It's good, all right. You said earlier on before the game, I watched the game on Rangers television. I watched all the games in RTV in the United States. I thought I'd call in because I don't have an American accent, so I thought I'd just give you a call. I've lived in the United States for over 21 years, and I've still got my Glaswegian accent, so I'll give a call, mate.
Scottish kiss as well.
I've got a Glaswegian kiss. I tell you what, so many people I'm around right now, stick it on them.
I must admit, it's a very feminine Glasgow accent. I don't know what anybody else is picking up, but carry on, Andy.
I know. It's softened out, mate. It's softened out.
What's on your mind, mate?
Well, what's on my mind is, okay, right, I've listened to a bit of negativity here, right? I enjoyed the game, right? We played well. We kind of gelled together a bit. Right, it's the start of the season. We've not lost a game. I think we're doing okay, and we're going to get better. I mean, that's what I personally think right now. I mean, give the guys a chance to just gel it in. We've lost players, we sold players, we got new players in.
Just say in you come, mate.
Yeah, just to follow up on what the last few guys have been saying there. Look, you're right what you were saying about the matches we've already won this season, where not every game has been vintage, and we do have to win almost every single weekend in the SPFL. But sometimes you're going to get performances that aren't amazing against teams that play 10 or 11 behind the ball. What you'll get next week against Eindhoven, as we saw last season in some of the European matches, is a team that will not play like USG did. They will play an open match and come at us. Now, that could be difficult in some regards.
Well, okay, it's early in the season, right? Okay, I understand that, but that's going to suit us. What I've seen is that our best games have been in Europe, right? Because European teams will play expansive football, right? In SPFL, every weekend, as I watch it, it's basically parked bus on a hatchet job on a crap pitch, right? That's what we have to deal with every weekend if it's not at Ibrox. We play in Europe, we play good, expansive football, which is actually great to watch. So, yeah, bring on PSV. I want to watch the game. Yep. It's going to be entertainment, and I hope we win it. Yep. I think we've got a chance to just... Unfortunately, it's come too early in the season. That's the problem with Champions League qualifying. It's too early. It's too early in the season, and that's why we don't make it. And we should be in the Champions League group stages. We were a European finalists, for God's sake. That's what we were.
Right. One of the positives is the same for both teams. Right, okay. Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time in the evening, and I'll give you a shout out. Go to you first, Andy, for Alabama. Where are you from originally, Andy?
Where am I? From Barhead.
I just want to give you a geography lesson. That's no Glasgow.
It's outside Glasgow, mate.
Yeah. I know. It's a boundary for
Glasgow. I'm in a city boundary, man. Come on.
All right, okay. I'll give you...
After I pay an extra taxi fare.
All right, mate. Good to speak to you again, mate. Good to speak to you again.
All right, guys. Love you and leave you, boys. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Bye.
And you come, Warren.
Right, Ox, as I said to you last week, it could be us against PSV. When it comes to it, cometh the hour, cometh a man.
Yeah. Alex, for what's your?
Absolutely delighted with the result, Ox, here. And that's us. That's us really starting the motor now. Bring it on.
I think we've got Jim for sitting there. Jim?
Yeah, I was very impressed with the turnover and the 3-0 result tonight. Very impressed, and a great game to win. And the positive things the other positive things for me was the display of Tillman, Lawrence, who was my man of the match, but also all the players. They did their best. There was a few that made a few mistakes, but we will get there. We will get there in the end. Once they all gel together. Gio's doing a great job, and we've got an awful lot to look forward to in this season. And thanks for having me on, Ox, yeah.
Cheers, mate. Gio. Cheers, lads. Jussie, last word for you, mate.
We came into this match 2 goals down. We've done the business. Bring on the St. Johnstone. Bring on the Eindhoven. Well done.
Yeah. Here, can I thank Paul, Warren, Ronnie, Robert, his boy Gary, Steve Oslo, who was trying to get in, Jim for Surrey, Jack, Blue Star, Andy for Crooks, and Alex for Wishaw. And more importantly, your good self, Jussie, for taking part in the show, and Fox and All School Boy for doing the technicals. And a big shout out to my big mucker, Southside, 71, 5 of his prediction last night. That man's hot. We'll need to hear what he's got to say on Friday. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night talking about all things Rangers. I'm just going to check who's on. We'll be joined by Bridgeman will be with us. He'll be a cat in a hot tin roof. And who else? And we'll be joined by Bridge and Linda. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your evening. Thanks, Rangers. Take it away, All School Boy.
Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won, and we all remember their name. the world and say, bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. We are the legendary Rangers.